There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV, the Godless, or this Godless Endeavour. 11 tracks from the act Nevermore. Recommended on Patreon by my friend Extreme Aggression 22. We've just come off of listening to Nevermore's earlier record released in 2000. From what I'm aware, this is 2005, or at least so it's been mentioned. Let's see if we have... We've got Century Media 2006 here. Perhaps this is in relation to the music video. You know, we'll find out as we go along. But on the last Nevermore record, we didn't have comments, but on these music videos we tend to, so we can find a little bit of info on the band via the comments. But yeah, we're listening to Nevermore. If you feel like the energy's down a little bit, I am tired, people. I'm very flipping tired. I've put the kettle on. I'm going to make myself a cuppa. Probably going to go to the shops in half an hour. So I'm going to dip in between some of the songs on this record to go get some food and an energy drink, to be honest. Do energy drinks even work? Probably not. It's probably fucking garbage bullshit, but you know, I guess a placebo is a placebo, right? This first track is entitled Born. Comes with a music video, as mentioned. We're not here for the video, we're here for the music. Let's see what's gone on. If anything, the music video tracks tend to be worse on these playlists because the sound quality is never as good. Sounds like flipping Deicide. I mean, just judging from this one track so far, it's a lot more metal than the last record. When I say more metal, I mean we're erring a little further into the realms of what could be classified as extreme metal within the instrumental. It's a little bit Lamb of God-esque in some places. Mac Morale says one of the best albums in metal history, and Max responds with agreed, and a bit of a sleeper in that respect. Yeah, no doubt. If people genuinely believe that, then it is a sleeper. People in my circle since I was young, have never really referenced Nevermore, you know? This is a stretch. This guy says the riffs are like solos. Nah. Don't elevate the guitarist to that degree. That's not the case. They're good riffs. So far the riffs have been better than what we've heard on the last record. Some very fascinating comments here. Someone says the first Nevermore song I ever heard. I had never heard metal as ambitious and complex and heavy as before, and I'm almost positive I haven't heard any since. I mean, that's a stretch. That is a stretch. You know, if you've listened to metal before, you know how technical stuff can get. Like, to the point where it's just unlistenable. I hate, like, overt tech stuff. And, like, as far as complex is concerned, bro. I watched a, like, mathematical portrayal of a Meshuggah song the other day, and I'm just thinking, what the hell? How? That was a corker of an introductory tune to the record. It's almost upsetting. You know, when they start off with a big song, and you know it's a big song because they believe themselves that it's worthy of a video. If not, Century Media has been like, yeah, you need to bang a video on for this one. You know, it makes you think, shit, is it downhill from there? Do you know? It's you have to start it with a big bang, but at the same point, you can't, you know, allow it to be the pinnacle, the peak, the climax on track one. We've got Final Product coming on next. I hope these riffs still reside. Let's keep going. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV, King of the Posers TV, signing in, listening to Nevermore. The album is entitled This Godless Endeavour. The title of this one, let me make this a lot more visible for you. Hold on. Final Product is the title of this tune. This entire listen through goes out to Extreme Aggression 22 on the old Patreon. Let's go. Last track was good.
Exploited, then packaged.
Let's go. This album in particular so far, with a little bit more of a death metal influence in relation to the last record we heard. It's a little bit Gojira-esque, I think. I mean, those triplets are tight as hell. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Where we go? I'm interested to know where we're going with this. Come on. Whoa! That might have been one of the best solos I've heard from this band. Might be the best solo I heard from this band. You know, when we get into this style of shred, like this virtuoso-esque, I don't know if you would consider it bordering on the neoclassical style of playing, it becomes less so of a solo in my eyes, because of the repetition of like patterns. You know, it's a bit more pattern work in a way. It's almost rhythmic as opposed to a lead. I associate a lead to have leadership and take us in a particular direction, but when we float on the same ideas, like sweeping up, it's just like, here I am performing patterns and arpeggios and not necessarily expressing motion like I would like in a guitar solo. That's not to put what I've just heard down. Like I said, I think that was like probably the best guitar solo I've heard on this record, on this band. Very good. Jeff Loomis, Warrell Dane passed not too long back, I believe. Am I right? Some guy doing a bass cover here in a short remixing it, and he's got a Judge shirt on. Hardcore. I don't think too much to the band Judge, you know. Hard imagery though, hard symbol. Quality, yeah, quality. That guitar solo sold it, really, and I'm not a guitar solo fan. Yeah, them triplets were proper cool. And what more needs to be said? Do I think it was as better as the song Born, the first track? Not really, but there was some definite great elements to that tune. We've got My Acid Words coming up next. There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV signing in, listening to Nevermore. This Godless Endeavour is the record. Track 3 of 11 is entitled My Acid Words. Let's go. The production's a lot better on this record. Altogether, this band is so much better on this record so far than what we heard on the last. I didn't dislike what we heard on the last record, but this sound is way better. It's more organised. It's got a stricter... There's a stricter sound to it, you know. What the hell, that riff? Bum, 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 bum. Sounds like As Blood Runs Black. I'm going to play it after this. One moment. So this was put out 2005, if not 2006. 2005 Century Media Records. As Blood Runs Black debut LP, In Dying Days, came out... Well, I think it was called In Dying Days. That was put out around the same year. I want to say 2005. Might be 2006. Might be 2007, actually. But listen to this riff. I'm going to play you another riff. I'll be with you in 1 second. Ignore me. They're not too alike. It's just the first few notes and then the riff, both riffs turn into something else. Unless I'm thinking of a different track, which I hopefully remember. But yeah. If you're interested to know what I was listening to, I might as well just play it. And that, by the way, that album is like one of my favourite metal albums ever. I'm not even that big a fan of deathcore, but I think that album embodies everything that is deathcore. Like, quality deathcore music. Really flipping good. Really flipping good. No gimmicks, you know? the China might be like the most underrated component of a metal band. Very underused. Drummers don't even buy China cymbals, and they should. I love a China. I love a good China. That was the weakest track of the first three. That was the weakest track of the first three. It didn't sell me like the other two did, because the other two came with the riffs. We found a disconnect in the last Nevermore record we listened to, where it felt like from halfway onwards they stopped with the riffing and just started opening the power chords up and writing a little more ballad-esque style. So maybe that's what we might get here, or maybe we might get a little bit more of a mix and match, you know, that's a little more cohesive throughout the record. I think Jeff Loomis is definitely using this band as a vehicle at this point to sell himself as a lead guitarist, like as a virtuoso, one-of-a-kind guitarist. That's what I'm hearing through his writing on this record so far. We've got Bittersweet Feast, track number 4, coming up. See you there. Yes, now. Bless now. Do not forget the rest now. Let me put this I'll tell you what. I need a haircut, people. I just throw the beanie on nowadays because it just keeps me stable. You know what I mean? Bittersweet Feast, track numero 4 of 11 on the album This Godless Endeavour. We are listening to Nevermore tonight. Let's jump in, shall we? I just went to the shops, got myself a little bit of scran, perked up a little bit. You know, I've been enjoying a pepper cream soda as of recent. Not too bad. I'm trying to get off of the energy drinks. I do like my caffeine, I like a cuppa, but I'm trying to get off of the energy drinks, man. Do you not think this sound is Gojira-esque? I think them dual vocals sound a bit messy. Not a bad tune. Not a bad tune. Some cool riffage. Cool effect on the guitar solo there. It was an alright tune. It was a mid tune. It was a mid tune. Sentient 6 is track number 5. Coming up next. See you there. Yes, now blessed now, people. Don't forget to rest now. Sentient 6 is track number 5 of the 11 songs on Nevermore's record, This Godless Endeavour. Recommended on the Patreon by my good friend Extreme Aggression 22. Let's jump in, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Bada bing, bada bomb. Quite a long one, this. Just under 7 minutes long. Dun-dun.
I am sentient number 6. I stand in line. I am the prototype. I convenience for mankind. Superior is digital, human flesh so trivial. I hate that I can't see. The one that made me. I am the new awakening of different eyes. My children, you are my army. They are what we can never see and still despise. And their sky cries Mary. Trained, I see perfection in your rays. Lightning waits, blind I suffer, knowing I'll never reach your heaven. Why is this control? Behavior-based and reactive.
It's the first time on this record, and more than likely the last record, it's the first time that I've actually consciously become aware of the bass guitar. In this clean, hushed tone, we hear the bassist for like the first time ever.
Into every new environment. Rewarded when I replicate, isolate and mutate to assimilate a fragmented plea for ego.
We're venturing back into the space we had on the first Nevermore record, where from track 5, they start, at least on the last record from track 5, they started to earn more into they introduced a lot more clean, broken guitar chords, and they sort of stopped riffing and started creating songs. They started to focus more so on the songwriting in the lyrical and vocal sense as opposed to the instrumental sense. We've sort of seen this with this record as of so far. I mean, we've got plenty of time for the pattern to break, but we're erring into the same development as to what we had in the album entitled Dead Heart in a Dead World. Powerhouse of a drum fill, that. Hammering that, eh? There we go with the bass line. But most presence we've ever come across with that bass. Some build up here, eh? Some sweeps there in the background. That was Sentient 6, definitely a very progressive number. The progressive nature of the band has never been so prominent as what I felt it was there. Great development from start to finish, storytelling, and an evolving soundscape and atmosphere. that took you from the start to the end. Quite a lengthy one as well. I don't think we had one that went as far as 7 minutes on the last record, so we're delving into longer time frames, more investment into the pieces on this. Medicated Nation coming up next, yeah? Yes, now. Bless now. Don't forget the rest now. I'm about to sneeze. Will I not? Please put your money in the pot. I'll bet you £20 I don't for the next 20 seconds. This Godless Endeavour is the title of the album we're listening to by the band Nevermore. Track 6 of 11 is Medicated Nation. Let's go. Isn't it great how, as technology progresses and advances, we just become sicker as a people? Isn't that fascinating? Wow. That was Medicated Nation. Not a bad tune. Not a bad tune. No doubt it's Jeff Loomis who does the rhythm guitars, right? I find it fascinating, the duality between the complexity and the technicality of his lead playing and the relative simplicity and minimalism of the riffage, you know, in the band. It's fascinating to me. We're just going to listen to this one because it seems to be a filler at 1 minute 28. The Holocaust of Thought. Let's just jump into this one. Composer Jim Shepard. I'll tell you what, it's kind of mad because I would argue that this band's biggest selling point is the lead guitar and the guitar solos, but you're trying to advertise via my listening to this record to somebody who doesn't value the guitar solo in such high esteem. So I view this band a little more critically than your general Nevermore fan, because I take the most valuable element of the act, or what I assume the general market would believe is such, and I sort of just place it to one side and I say, don't worry about that. Let's pay attention to the foundation. Cool little bridge section, all cohesive, you know, it allows the album to flow, gives you a little bit of time to breathe, which is nice. Yeah, not a bad use of the old interlude. We've got Sell My Heart for Stones coming up next, track number 8. See you there. Yes, now bless now. Don't forget the rest now. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV, signing in. Devoted to Extreme Aggression 22, we are listening to this Godless Endeavour by the act Nevermore. Okay, let's just jump straight in, shall we? Track 8 of 11, Sell My Heart for Stones. Let's go. Everybody doing good? Let's go. Nice. That jangling high strings of the guitar. Dun, 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 wow, wow. Composer, we got Steve Smith here. First time he's been referenced. Dun 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 dun. Hear that low register there. Let's go. Bottom. Couple of gnarly fills there. Diddle-a-doo, diddle-a-doo. Let's go now. There's an air of gothic nature to the band, with the overt distortion on the guitars and the slower tempo, in collaboration with this style of vocal. Yeah, quite theatrical in a sense. I like this one. I like this hook. I like this chorus section. Let's go. Good tune. I like that one. I thought that was well written. Shout out to my man Steve Smith. Quality. That was good. Yeah, that was good. The Psalm of Lydia coming up next. Yeah, let's keep moving, shall we? Yes, now blessed are people. Am I gonna sneeze? I feel it covered. Track 9 of 11 on this Godless Endeavour. There you go. By Nevermore. This album is devoted to my friend Extreme Aggression 22, who's recommended this on the Patreon. And yeah, what more needs to be said? The Psalm of Lydia is the title of this one. Let's go. Sounds like Lamb of God. Some of the best riffing we've heard on the record. most of the record should have sounded like this, in my opinion, as opposed to the numerous tracks that came prior that was more focused on, you know, the lower tempo, lower register, power chord usage. Open power chords, you know. This death metal approach they have, or had at the start of this record and have reintroduced now, is really good for the band, I think. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. Got the nylon out for the job. Drummer really excelling on this one as well. Some great prog-esque drumming on this one. Come on. Dun. I like that muting. We had the muting at the start of the track as well. That was great. That was great. Most of their material should sound like this. Most of the I was expecting this sound to exist throughout the record before they switched it up come track 3 if not 4. This sound tickles me the right way, I'll tell you that. But whatever Nevermore have done across their general sound has been good enough for the band. They've got hundreds of thousands of views each and every track, but I like that. I like that, you know, because there's a relative simplicity in the rhythm section in comparison to the lead, but with that one, they pumped up the rhythm with a little more pizzazz, a little more, you know, yeah, you know exactly what I mean. We've got A Future Uncertain coming up next, yeah? Yes, now bless now, people. Bada bing, don't forget the rest now. There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV signing in. This Godless Endeavour is the title of the Nevermore record we've been listening to tonight, recommended on Patreon by my friend Extreme Aggression 22, and track 10 of 11 is entitled A Future Uncertain. Let's go. Last track, The Psalm of Lydia, was great. Really good tune. I hope we keep up with that same energy, you know?
In the beautiful hour of envy so divine, to be pure, to let chance form your infinite design. Let the seed awakening begin again. I hate the way you judge me. I hate that you're above me. Can't humanity reach a certain point of understanding?
Sounds like... Is that hybrid picking on that guitar? Come on. This is what I'm on about. Well, no, no. Come on now.
Why do we live this way? Why do we have to say things that subvert the minds of you?
Ain't that the truth, eh?
Why is the world unborn as crashing seas still form? The vision of the future is a blur. As we face the bleak horizon and the crashing skies, truth belying a future uncertain and dark. We are but one small race. Oh, we're a human face, yet our image is imperfect and flawed. So set your mind free. You must first just listen. Don't waste your life on worthless hate and contradiction. Don't you?
Here we go.
So set your mind free. You must first just listen. Don't waste your life on worthless hate and contradiction. Don't you?
Come on. Down. Dun 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 down. Little bit of grit on that bass guitar on this one. Definitely played with a plectrum.
Action in the earth and sky is coming at fast pace. The end to this winding road, extinction of our race. If we are to survive, there some great change. I foresee the future. I see the coming plague.
Hard. Hard. I foresee the future. I see the coming plague. Oh, I foresee the coming plague. Let's go.
Do we live this way? Why do we have to say the things that subvert the minds of youth? So set your mind free. You must face just listen. Don't waste your life on worthless hate and contradiction. Don't you?
That was a good tune. That was a good tune. Great introduction with the clean guitars. Didn't outstay its welcome, even though it was a little longer than your traditional intro. Clean vocals sounded good. And yeah, lyrical content was pretty good, pretty punchy. I thought that was a good tune. Yeah, some good ideas in that one. Let's finish this record off with the title track. This Godless Endeavour, okay? See you there. Yes, now bless now people, don't forget to rest now. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV. This Godless Endeavour has been the album we've been listening to. And the title track is the last track of this record, track 11 of 11, is This Godless Endeavour. Let's finish this record off, shall we people? One love.
We came to a sign,
From the top, we missed the first millisecond.
and on the open road, we came to a sign, for it was foretold that the weak would inherit and nothing would change. Here we are at the crossroads, standing face to back, still afraid to see our eyes.
Yeah.
I feel helpless and alone, trapped on that burning stone.
Nice. Heavy. Boom, 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 boom. Quality sound to this, eh? Bow, wow. Let's go. Were they harmonized squealies? Just dual recorded, I think. Nice. Let's go.
Sideways on a cold stone floor. My guitar gently bleeding and wanting more. When I heard a sound come rapping, tapping on my door. Hello, I'm happy to meet you. Sit down, I'm happy to greet you.
Some tight rhythms here, eh? Here we go. Diddle-diddle-it. Metal. There's that Gojira-esque sound. Yeah. That's a riff, that, eh? That's a unique riff right there. Great drumming. Wow. Last solo of the record. Is he going to try to show off for this one? Come on. Wowee, wowee. Come on. That was a great effort. That was a great effort. Before a song, before a riff, before a solo, before a rhythm, before a drum beat, before a bass line. That was just a great effort. They really put together a quality metal epic with that one. I thought that was good. That was a banger. Imagine if they just did like 9-minute songs like that and like had 5 songs on an album. How hard would that be? Like to the same degree of craft as that. That was really good. Songwriting, political thought, great riffage, technical riffage, unique riffage. Sweeps to frazzle your mind. I'm going to do one last video. I'm going to rate this out of 10. And I'm going to give you a final overview of this record. I'll see you there. What's good, people? There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV, signing out on this one. We just listened to this Godless Endeavour by the band Nevermore. It was recommended on Patreon by a friend of mine, a very new friend of mine, Extreme Aggression 22, who joined the Patreon as of recent. And I much definitely appreciate and the fact you did, dude, because he put me onto Nevermore, right? We listened to a prior album by this band, 2000 record. It was regarding Hearts. Now, indirect criticism here. I feel like long-winded titles don't really work too well, like just from a branding standpoint, purely as they're a little more forgettable than shorter titled songs, snappier titled songs, because I couldn't really tell you word for word what that last album was, but if you're a Nevermore fan, you know what one I'm referencing. So we listened to that as the last album we listened to, and then we moved on to this one, 2005, 5 years later, to see where they developed from here. So as much as I want to rate and rank and talk about this record, I have to somewhat relate it to my experience with the last record. It just is what it is. I'm going to try to give it a unique rating, but you know, the rating I gave the last record is going to have an effect on how I've rated this one, because I'm going to have to compare and contrast. Now, on the listing of the last record, I did say I do wonder how this band develops, because I felt there's definitely space for improvement and development on the last record. So it was great to have the opportunity to listen to this record and see some degree of development. The production's better. There's a pretty good production on this record. The guitar tones are better, like the rhythm tones are better. The vocal performance is good. We're erring in numerous parts on this record into a more death metal-esque approach, as opposed to like the alternate metal, gothic borderline, heavy metal vocal line we just had from top to bottom in the last record. I mean, we still do have it here. It is present throughout more than half the record, but there's a few tracks on here which are definitely to some degree death metal influenced, from the riffing to the vocal approach. A little more crunch on the vocal, a little more attack and harshness on that vocal. And me personally, I think that's where this band should be 100% of their time on this record. I think it outweighs the quality of the more ballad-esque writing they put forth, which, you know, each to their own. I'm sure people really love that, but for me, I want to hear the riffs as opposed to the storytelling and the lyrical songwriting personally. And I feel it only makes sense because when you've got Loomis, who's just shredding the crackers off of this flipping fretboard, I want to hear some degree of alignment with the rhythm section, with the riffs, with the rhythm guitars, because we can't dull these guitars down to merely open power chords playing, you know, at lower tempos in a minimalistic fashion, and then have this reoccurring shred guitar solo, like this overt crazy virtuoso solo. Even though it does serve good as contrast, it's just, it shows that the riffs could be a bit better, there could be a bit more investment. And this is a personal issue I have with bands that have great virtuoso musicians in. It makes it feel like the rest of the band serve as session musicians and merely a backdrop to allow the, you know, main feature of the band show off, and so it detracts from the band as a whole and just sort of, you know, diminishes the value as such. And we want to hear a cohesive band. We want to hear a full act where everybody's doing something great and it's a great soundscape full. Now, guitarist being spoken on, Jeff Loomis. Definitely at this point, I feel like, don't get me wrong, great solos in the last record we listened to, but in this one in particular, it feels like Loomis is just like, right, we've got to make a business out of this. I don't know how long he had been established as a great guitarist up until this point, but most definitely at this point, he's like, I've got to make a flipping brand out of this. I've got to be known as the Shredmeister, because the shred has been toned up a notch. Great writing, great performance. It shreds so tasteful, I wouldn't call it for the most part. I'm not a big fan of shred, but it's clean, precise, and with all due respect, it's robotic, right? It's void of emotion. This is shred. It's void of, like, soul. It's just tight and fast and precise and an incredible experience to the ears. It's exciting to listen to see where he goes next. Fucking hell, how fast is he playing and all that. So that's cool. That is cool. I would rate this record 0.5 more than the other one. Why not 1 point more than the other? Do you know why? Because I know this band's going to improve even more from here. This is a band I can't see going downhill. I think they're only going to improve, personally. I hope they err a little more into this death metal adjacent stuff in the future records, but, you know, as you get older and stuff, you think, fuck it, we don't want to do that. We want to branch out, market a little bit more, sell out a little bit more. So they might actually go a little softer. But it's fascinating to think. That was my review. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.